For millennia, a sacred land in the Middle East has beckoned to billions, a place of profound significance. This is the enduring story of Israel, often called a kingdom of heaven, yet perpetually shaped by both profound faith and relentless conflict. Our extraordinary journey begins nearly 4 millennia ago in the ancient land then known as Canaan. Here, amidst fertile plains and rugged hills, the earliest roots of a unique people were firmly planted. These nomadic tribes gradually transitioned to settled agrarian life, building communities and laying the very first stones of their future. Their existence was intrinsically tied to the rhythm of the land and its unpredictable seasons. Legend whispers of Abraham, called by a divine promise to this destined land, establishing a spiritual lineage. His journey marked the genesis of a covenant, binding his descendants to this very territory. The narrative intensifies with the epic account of the Exodus, a powerful journey of liberation from bondage. Led by Moses, the Israelites traversed vast wildernesses, forging a collective identity. They carried with them a foundational code of laws and morality, the 10 Commandments, which would profoundly govern their society. This sacred covenant became the bedrock of their enduring spiritual and national identity. Upon their return to Canaan, the scattered Israelite tribes began to unite, forming a loose confederation of independent clans. This period saw the rise of charismatic leaders who guided their nascent nation. Figures like Saul emerged as early kings, beginning the transformation from tribal life to a centralized monarchy. His reign set the stage for a new era of unified rule. King David, a legendary warrior and poet, captured Jerusalem, establishing it as the vibrant political and spiritual capital. His conquest cemented the city's unparalleled importance for all time. His son, King Solomon, then embarked on an architectural marvel,
June 22nd,
commissioning the construction
1940.
of the first temple. This magnificent structure rose in Jerusalem, a testament to their prosperity. The first temple became the singular focal point of Israelite worship, symbolizing their
June
unity
22nd,
and direct connection to
1941,
the divine.
Hitler launches
Its grandeur
Operation
defined
Barbarossa,
an era of
invading the
spiritual and national glory. However, internal strife and political fragmentation led to the kingdom's painful division into 2 separate entities. The northern kingdom of Israel and the southern kingdom of Judah became distinct realms. This internal weakness left both vulnerable to the formidable empires rising around them, casting long, menacing shadows. The ruthless Assyrians and the mighty Babylonians emerged as dominant forces. In 722 BCE, the Assyrian Empire swept through, conquering the northern kingdom of Israel and forcibly deporting its inhabitants. This marked the devastating loss of 10 of the 12 tribes. Then, in 586 BCE, the Neo-Babylonian Empire, under Nebuchadnezzar II, besieged Jerusalem. They utterly destroyed Solomon's magnificent temple, reducing it to rubble. The remaining inhabitants of Judah were then forcibly exiled to Babylon, initiating the profound and traumatic period of the Babylonian captivity. This was a time of immense suffering and dislocation. Yet, this period of exile also became a time of deep spiritual introspection and the strengthening of their unique religious identity. Their resolve to return to Zion burned brighter than ever. Against all expectations, hope arrived with the rise of the Persian Empire and the benevolent decree of Cyrus the Great. The exiled Jews were permitted to return to their ancestral land. They embarked on the monumental task of rebuilding Jerusalem and, crucially, began the construction of the Second Temple. Though it lacked the first temple's opulence, it symbolized renewed faith and community. This period saw the re-establishment of a Jewish community fiercely clinging to their heritage amidst the ruins of their former glory. They solidified their identity through religious law and tradition. With the sweeping conquests of Alexander the Great in the 4th century BCE, a new and powerful cultural force arrived: Hellenism. Greek language, philosophy, and customs profoundly influenced the region. While some embraced this new cosmopolitan worldview, others fiercely resisted the foreign cultural infiltration. This tension often led to periods of intense cultural and religious conflict. The most famous of these struggles was the Maccabean Revolt, a powerful uprising against Hellenistic attempts to suppress Jewish religious practice. This rebellion was a testament to unwavering faith. This heroic uprising ultimately led to the establishment of the Hasmonean dynasty, an independent Jewish state. For a brief period, ancient glories were rekindled and sovereignty returned. However, internal feuds and dynastic struggles once again weakened the independent Jewish state. This vulnerability left them open to the ambitions of an even mightier, expanding power. The formidable Roman Empire cast its colossal shadow over Judea in 63 BCE, absorbing it into its vast dominion. A new era of foreign rule began, marked by strict governance. What followed was a tumultuous period characterized by heavy taxation and repeated rebellions by a proud people. They were unwilling to relinquish their hard-won sovereignty or religious freedom. The Great Jewish Revolt, from 66 to 70 CE, escalated into a full-scale war against Roman legions. This cataclysmic conflict culminated in the complete destruction of the Second Temple. The Temple's fall was a catastrophic blow, profoundly altering the course of Jewish history forever and centralizing worship in synagogues. It symbolized the end of an era. This destruction initiated the prolonged and often painful period of the diaspora, scattering Jewish communities across the Roman Empire. They spread, eventually, throughout the entire known world. Yet, even without a central temple or a sovereign homeland, Jewish communities maintained their unique identity. They preserved their laws, customs, prayers, and deep spiritual connection to Jerusalem. This remarkable resilience became an enduring hallmark of Jewish survival, a testament to their ability to sustain culture and faith across diverse lands and hostile environments. Following the collapse of the Western Roman Empire, the Byzantine Empire, a Christian realm, assumed control of the Holy Land. Jerusalem transformed into a paramount center of Christian pilgrimage. Magnificent churches were constructed, attracting pilgrims from across the Christian world. While periods of relative peace among diverse religious communities existed, the land remained a spiritual prize. The 7th century witnessed the dramatic and swift sweep of early Islamic conquest across the Middle East. Jerusalem, holy to Muslims, quickly came under Islamic rule. The iconic Dome of the Rock, an architectural masterpiece, was erected on the Temple Mount in the late 7th century. It powerfully symbolized a new era of Islamic religious and political dominance. For centuries under Islamic rule, Jerusalem remained a significant city, revered by Muslims, Christians, and Jews, often coexisting in a complex social fabric. Its spiritual importance endured. The late 11th century brought another seismic shift with the arrival of the Crusades. European Christian armies launched successive campaigns to reclaim the Holy Land from Muslim control. These holy wars resulted in brutal battles, the rise and fall of Crusader kingdoms, and a legacy of deep-seated animosity. The conflict profoundly shaped regional perceptions for centuries. Following the eventual defeat of the Crusader states, the land passed through various Mamluk and other local controls. Each short-lived rule added layers to the region's complex history. For over 4 centuries, from the early 16th century until World War I, the land became an integral part of the vast and diverse Ottoman Empire. This period was marked by relative stability. Under Ottoman administration, a complex social tapestry of Muslim, Christian, and Jewish communities coexisted, often with their own distinct legal and social structures. The region remained strategically vital. The late 19th and early 20th centuries saw the burgeoning of Zionism, a political movement. Fueled by increasing anti-Semitism in Europe, it advocated for a Jewish national homeland in Palestine. Early Zionist pioneers began to immigrate, establishing agricultural settlements and urban communities. They meticulously laid the groundwork for a modern Jewish presence in their ancestral land. The collapse of the Ottoman Empire after World War I brought the British Mandate for Palestine, administered by Britain under League of Nations authority. This was a complex and challenging role. The British were tasked with facilitating the establishment of a Jewish national home while simultaneously safeguarding the civil and religious rights of existing non-Jewish communities. This proved to be a nearly impossible balance. Rising Jewish immigration, intensified by persecution in Europe, clashed directly with growing Arab nationalism and resistance to Jewish settlement. Tensions escalated rapidly. This period was marked by increasing protests, strikes, and outbreaks of violence between Jewish and Arab populations. The British struggled to maintain order amidst competing claims to the land. The unspeakable horrors of the Holocaust during World War II, the systematic extermination of 6 million Jews, intensified the global urgency for a safe Jewish homeland. The world witnessed profound suffering. In 1947, the newly formed United Nations, grappling with the post-war world and the plight of Jewish survivors, voted to partition Palestine. The plan proposed separate Arab and Jewish states. This partition plan was accepted by the Jewish leadership as a path to sovereignty. However, it was vehemently rejected by the neighboring Arab states and Palestinian Arab leaders who viewed it as an injustice. On